Hi everybody, welcome to the weekly energies, Monday to Friday, 27th of Feb through to the 3rd of March 2023. How are we all doing? Okay, we are going to get straight into the energies. I'm going to pull from my new deck. This is the astrology reading cards. So they have the planets, we have the zodiac signs, and we have the houses. But I want to pull an overall energy for this week. What planet is influencing the week of 27th to the 3rd, Monday to Friday? And I want to take this one. Mercury, the planet of communication. And this says, how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. So there's a big influence here of mercurial energies, communication. Bottom of the deck we have Neptune. Neptune is about dissolving illusions. So this makes sense to me because we're in the sign of Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune. And this is your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. So if you're feeling a little bit foggy, this is why the sun is in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, and it takes on the energy of its ruler. But we also are being told here that Mercury, how we communicate. Now remember, it's how we communicate to ourselves also. So words are very powerful and they're very strong this week. So I'm going to go into the daily energies now using my Moonology deck and clarifying with my Radiant Rider-Waite deck. Okay, let's get into the energies, guys. I have to say, we are flowing through some big endings. There's Pluto and Saturn changing signs, and they're at their critical degree, meaning that when a planet gets to the end of its journey, it ramps up its energy. So Pluto is about transformation, Saturn is about karma. So let's see what's unfolding this week then, guys. Monday, what do we have? Monday the 27th. Full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality and practicality, speaks for itself. Again, going into your heart. And if there is some chatter with this mercurial energy, the mind, which I feel like it is, I almost feel it's like a critical mind where we are in our head too much. And when we're in our head, that means we want to try and fix something. We want to try and do something. So when we're in our head, we can also go over all traumas and all fears, because that's where the programs are. The mind holds on to lots of memories, programs and fears. So we can project fears into the future, and we can also look back and project the wounds and the fear from the past into the future. So this is saying just be mindful. And if you're finding that you're doing that, this is that illusion energy. It wants you to sit with your heart. And pretty much following on from the weekend energy, the message there was, if there's something that you're intuitively feeling in your gut that's not quite right, but the things and people around you are probably trying to convince you otherwise, go into your heart space, and if you get the same answer and the same feeling, this is where you've got to go with it. And communication is key right now, how you are thinking. So sometimes you can think you're going crazy if you know something, but people are saying, no, you know, that's not the case. This is saying, no, trust your intuition. And that's the message I keep getting. And also, if you are getting confused and conflicting thoughts and feelings, conflicting heart and mind, this is saying to me, just take a step back. Just wait, because at the moment with these big planets changing signs, there's going to be a big shift for anybody. And with Saturn, a big influence from Saturn, which is our karma, it's our things are going to come up. So it depends what karma you've accustomed. So if and karma isn't if you do a good thing, then you get good back, and if you do a bad thing in your life, you get the bad karma. We would like to think that, but there's sometimes we have to learn through some karmic lessons, and these are cycles that we've been going through for some time. So depending how you've done in these big cycles that the planets have been in, and the longest, which is Pluto so far that's changing, is 14.5 years. So look back and see what cycles have been repeating, see what you've learned, and then you might be getting some tests up coming back from that cycle, just to give you a little bit of a nudge. How have you been doing? Have you been paying attention? And this is that communication in your mind. Watch out for the illusions. Remember what you have learned. Remember how you've grown in these last 14.5 years of this Pluto Capricorn cycle. And Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, so that's where the connection comes into Saturn, and Saturn's changing sign also in March. And that is in the sign of Aquarius. So this is the mind, how we are thinking. So it's about that mind, that freedom from some old trauma, freedom from some old wounding, freedom from some heavy, burdensome energy that's been halting you, but you've needed to go into this hanged man state, I call it, where you've been put on the tree of life to learn some wisdom. And as long as you've learned from those tests, those woundings, then it's almost as if you get a little bit of a tick from the universe. Well done. Next, go on to the next stage of your journey. So this is where you are getting a lot of influence on Monday about balancing your spirituality and practicality. Trust your intuition. Take time for yourself. Pisces is very much the people pleaser. It wants peace in every relationship, but doesn't necessarily want to see anything else. And this is where the illusion comes in, whereby you've been just being given and given and given, and that situation's not being reciprocated. Again, put this on any area of your life, put it on any relationship in your life, and all of a sudden this is the illusion. Hang on a minute, what's this been trying to tell you? All comes down to your self-worth and value. Okay, that was a big message coming in for Monday, so I'm just going with it. What do we have for Tuesday? I am going to clarify. Prosperity lies ahead. I keep getting these two energies together. So it's almost as if go into this balance in spirituality in your practical world, and this prosperity lies ahead from, remember what I was saying about rewards. So Saturn is all about that karmic energy. The cycles that you've learned, the tests that you've been through, as long as you've learned and grown from them, you're going to bring in some prosperous energy, some rewards from that. Brilliant. So Wednesday, what do we have by Wednesday? Working through your fears. This is Scorpionic energy. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Again, Pluto is the sign that's changing. So this is some fear-based energy might be coming up on Wednesday. I'm going to clarify. I'm going to try not to talk too much at this stage, guys, because I'm going to clarify and go deeper into the energies. Thursday, what do we have? Nothing will come of a situation. So stop worrying by Thursday. Or, again, going back to this Piscean energy, where you've tried to fix a relationship by giving too much to your own detriment. This is saying nothing will come of it because you're not learning about this self-worth and this self-value. Strange message to come through. That's only going to be for some of you. But on the other flip side of this, nothing will come of a situation. So don't worry. Release those fears. Friday, what do we have? You're very close to achieving your goal. This is that critical degree I was talking about. We are very close to this big shift. However, it's always challenging when the energy is at a critical, pivotal point. Okay, let's go into clarification now. Whew. So Mercury very much is the influence of our mind and our illusions, your yearnings and your longings. Potential for illusion, remember, we're under that Neptunian energy. Defensive energy is just flipped out there, wants to be seen. It wants us to look at our masculine wounding, where we've been defensive, where we are not letting anyone or anything in because we have been hurt in the past, and we've been used to this fight or flight energy. So this is where the healing's been coming in. So the relationships that you're working through, you'll know which they are, and if you are sitting with that energy, rather than being in your head, Mercury energy going into your heart, connecting to spirit, if that's your thing, this is where prosperity is coming in. But we've got to open our heart. This is where the transformation is coming in. We've got to open our heart to allow it in. And when you've been hurt in the past and you've been betrayed, backstabbed, whatever that situation might be, it's very easy to just guard your heart, but then you're guarding it from the good things coming in, this prosperity coming in. So you know which situations, the Hermit going within, setting yourself free from the old restrictive energies. You know which way it'll be, because it's not an old cycle. I keep telling people this when I'm reading. It's not an old cycle that we're closing out now. This is a very long cycle within you. Remember, it always starts with you. So let's go into the energies then. Clarify Monday for me. Something that you've been in your head about and you're restricting your mind, your thoughts. This is Swords energy, which is communication. As I'm saying this, my head is going crazy right now. This is what it wants to balance you. It wants you to take your power back within your mind. One, where have you been giving your power away to any people, places or situations? And this is going to be a deep reading because these are the messages I've been getting in. When you're in that Neptune energy and Pisces energies, 12th house, which is spirituality. And when you're in the energy of Pluto, which we are, that's very deep. So it's very deep emotion. So for some of you, this is relationships on a surface level that you're going through, and situationships that have been going around in a cycle. However, for those of you that are doing the healing work, this goes right back to ancestral and karmic energy, where we've been stuck and trapped, especially as a divine feminine, with a man or woman. This is not gender specific. So this is where our heart's been closed down, our spirituality's been closed down. Because we've been told, we've been persecuted, we have been rejected, abandoned, we fear something. So this is what might be coming up on Monday. It's looking at areas in your life that you've been bound and restricted from. Clarify the 8 of Swords. This is where we're taking a leap of faith. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic energy, because I feel this weekend that's just gone, this came up again, and if you're setting yourself free and looking at things differently, or just going more into your heart space, taking a step back, looking at situations, looking at the past and thinking, okay, what have I learned? Do I feel the same about this person, this relationship, this dynamic, this job, this career? Whatever it is, it's a reflective energy. Neptune is just going into the illusions. What have you been eluding yourself from? But we're taking a leap of faith on Monday. Gorgeous energy. By Tuesday then, prosperity lies ahead. What do we have? Conflict. Prosperity lies ahead from conflict. A bit of a crazy energy, but 5 is about freedom. You're setting yourself free from this old conflict. You're walking away, or you have walked away. You've done that connecting to spirit. You've done that balancing. You've done that releasing, the purging, healing. You've done that reflection. And this is where things might be coming in. I'm going to pull another card. So it looks like this is a theme. I'm going to pull 2 cards for each. You're balancing out the masculine and feminine by choices. This is the Lovers. And it's the choice card in tarot. It's number 6, which is bringing in balance and harmony. You've been doing a lot of collective healing for yourself personally, but also on a collective level. This is a very deep reading. And it looks like it's close relationships, that kindred spirit energy coming in. This is where you've been tested. But prosperity lies ahead in this, pushing you forward into that Taurian energy, grounding it into your earth, because that's what Taurus is. Taurus is about value, it's about self-worth, value, ruled by Venus. Beautiful energy, right? By Wednesday, working through your fears. There's a new start coming in. Now this is, for me, it's just as soon as I picked this card up, Aries came into my head. In the zodiac wheel, we go from Pisces, which is the 12th sign. Then we start the whole cycle again into Aries, which is the number 1, the beginning, the initiator, the cardinal energy, the fire, the spark of life. It's a get-going energy. Working through your fears, because it doesn't want you to continue an old cycle into this new zodiac wheel, new year. Another card for that one, please. Something from the past. This is what you've been working through. And by Wednesday, this I feel is, if you're going into that spirituality and practicality, you're weighing up, you're reflecting, and you're looking at the lessons. And this is, again, is number 6. So the 6 of Cups is 6 of emotion. So this is balancing out your emotions. This can also represent siblings, the relationship you have with your siblings. But it doesn't have to be. But this, it's just a nod to the sibling energy. And again, bringing some kind of emotional balance here, working through any fears that have been holding you back from life, your dreams, your desires and your passions. So by Thursday then, we've got nothing will come of a situation. This is a void of course moon. Again, the Two of Cups. So we have the Lovers with the masculine and the feminine. We here have the Two of Cups, masculine and feminine. We've been doing some healing. This is the Caduceus symbol. It is divine healing. It's also represented by Mercury. The power of our mind, the masculine and the feminine balance, giving and receiving in equal reciprocation emotions. This is where the energy has been, where you've been giving and receiving love, where the blocks have been. So this is interesting. So by Thursday, this says nothing will come of a situation. The Two of Cups. What else do we have? We've got the Four of Pentacles. Now, as you can see, this man is holding very tightly onto something, and he's not letting the past go. He's not letting anything go. Four is about stability, so he feels safe now because he daren't hang on. So this is a familiar energy. So he'd rather hang on to things. So on Thursday, again, I'm getting a message coming in. Don't be tempted to go back into old habits in relationships, in situationships in your life, in anything that might be detrimental to you going back into an old cycle, fear-based cycle, where you'd rather feel safe and familiar, so then you go back into the old. This is saying release something. You're hanging on too tight to like a lack energy. This came up last week also. So it's a continuation of this, which it will be, up until we get into Aries season, which is about the 22nd of March. This is pinnacle time when these planets are changing. Saturn changes on the 7th, 8th of March, and then Pluto, the big one, is changing on the 23rd. So we're going to see big shifts globally and also in our personal world. But it's trying to get your attention from something that you're hanging on to that's not serving a purpose anymore. But it's saying let go of the fear. If you take a leap of faith, the Fool energy, you will be bringing in this prosperous energy. You've got to work through your fears. So you're taking like one step forward, and then you might think, oh, by the middle of the week, hang on a minute, where am I going? Something might come up again, it triggers another fear. But this by Friday, it's saying you're very close to achieving your goals. So let's see what Friday has to offer. Emotional confusion. Seven of Cups. You can see this guy is looking in the clouds at 7 cups. They all hold a different answer. They all hold a different energy. Some of them victorious, positive, some of them not so. You've got a snake. You've got Medusa. You've got prosperous energy. You've got victory. But if you look at this man, he's in shadow. So you might be looking at something on Friday from a place of your shadow self that might need to be grounded into your reality. Remember Neptune is ruling Pisces right now. We're in the sun sign of Pisces till again before we go into Aries. And this is going to bring in this illusions. Now, these are all could be. What do you want to ground back into your reality? The old deceit, the lies, the manipulation. Or do you want to bring in, and I always go for this one here in the middle, the unknown. Because if you trust the unknown, you are taking that leap of faith and you're going into your heart space and trusting that all will be well. So I feel like this is what needs to come in. You need to ground something in your reality and steer clear of illusions on Friday. What else do we have for the 7 of Cups? There you go. Then once you do, you are grounding this wish fulfillment. So we've gone from the 7 of Cups, which is pie in the sky. All them cups were on a cloud. They were up in the air. Going to grounding them into your reality. The 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. He's done it. He's made it. Wow. So this is saying, hold tight. You're very close. You're very close. And there she is. When I was pre-shuffling the energy, as I always do before I come onto camera, I asked what the overall energy was, and she came out and she's here again. There's a divine feminine energy, and I've been ranting on about it for a while, whereby we have been suppressed, whether man or woman, of our how we open to receive love, but also our intuition, our spirituality, our creativity. We've been in the masculine, I feel, for thousands of years. And the feminine's been suppressed. We've been in this fight or flight energy. And it's very hard to create from fear, from your mind, but very easy to create from the heart because it's authentic and it's unconditional. So any intentions from the heart will be reciprocated. If you were going about this fear-based energy, that's what you're going to project into your life. If you go into heart-based energy, that's what you're also going to project. So you might find at the moment, once you're going into this heart-based energy, you are noticing more. The illusion is being lifted of who and what matches your vibration from the heart. So people, places, situations are going to fall away because they're not vibrating, they're not meeting your match. That's not to say they haven't served a purpose. Of course they have. Everything and everyone serves a purpose, no matter how challenging this can be. But you might be grounding this energy in this week, and that's what's trying to get your attention. The Queen, as I say, is a feminine energy. The Queen has everything she needs: good health, practical knowledge, compassion, wisdom. But she's not scared to share it with others. But again, it has to be balanced. Any relationships that are not balanced, it's really highlighting in this energy. Wow, guys. Okay, I hope you have a great week. I'll speak with you with the weekend's energy. Do like, subscribe and share my videos. And I will be recording the full moon in Virgo, which is happening on the 7th, I believe, of March. So it's not far away. And that's going to be a biggie too. Look out for that, guys. I will, as I say, if you subscribe to my channel, you will get a notification when my new videos go up. Take care.